Welcome to NYNJPA Weather, your severe weather source for the Northern Mid-Atlantic. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. We'll start this morning with the visible satellite picture overlaid with the surface features and the radar. Now, why am I showing the radar? It looks like there's a lot of rain heading towards the Northern Mid-Atlantic. Well, not exactly. What we're dealing with here is what's called an 850 millibar warm front, a mid-level warm front, which basically means warm air is moving to the northeast at the mid-levels, but not at the surface. And at the surface, the air mass is a little bit more drier. So, what does that mean? Well, a lot of this precipitation showing up on the radar is not reaching the ground. It's called virga. That's where water droplets fall from a cloud, but then evaporate in the drier air at the lower levels of the atmosphere, thus never reaching the ground, which we call virga. So with this band of very light showers moving northeast, we will expect for the later part of this morning into the first part of the afternoon, an increase in cloud cover. An isolated weak shower is possible, but it will not last very long. And this mid-level disturbance or mid-level warm front will rapidly move northeast without anything to slow it down, and thus will exit out by the mid to late afternoon hours. And as you can see behind this warm front, there's plenty of clearing and temperatures are warming up nicely in Virginia. This disturbance is moving very quickly, and I don't expect it to produce much in the way of precipitation. Again, an isolated shower, 15-20 minutes, and it's out of the way. So if you're going to any of the baseball games today, the Yankees and the Phillies, which are both playing very well, along with the Mets, who are down in Atlanta, I would not worry about this impacting the game whatsoever. Perhaps an isolated shower, but no delays in the game. They'll play right through this. However, there is a stationary front over the Ohio River Valley, and that stationary front will be associated with a series of low pressure systems that will eventually bring some unsettled weather conditions to the northern Mid-Atlantic. Let's take a look at the water vapor satellite picture. On the water vapor satellite picture, I have circled two areas. One disturbance that is over the Great Lakes, and another disturbance developing over the Tennessee River Valley. This disturbance over the Great Lakes is going to move into the St. Lawrence River Valley and enhance and develop an upper level low that is going to sit over the Canadian Maritimes and northern New England. And that's going to play a major part in our pattern going forward into this weekend and into next week. Meanwhile, our other disturbance, which is very weak right now and will eventually produce a weak area low pressure, will move towards the northern Mid-Atlantic over the next 24 to 36 hours. Now, notice again our 850 millibar warm front is moving steadily to the northeast, and then we have high pressure in place along the east coast. This disturbance over the Tennessee River Valley is really not all that dynamic and really not that impressive. So the low pressure system that's going to develop from this disturbance is going to be relatively weak, and the lifting is not going to be that impressive. So as a result, neither will the rainfall. So what I'm expecting is that this area low pressure will rapidly move towards Virginia this afternoon and into the northern Mid-Atlantic tonight into tomorrow, with a warm front initially, followed by a cold front tomorrow afternoon. Now, the passage of this warm front is going to be rapidly followed by the cold front, so I really don't expect much in the way of warm, unstable air like what's present over the southeast to support severe weather. But I do think that from late tonight on through tomorrow, there will be scattered showers and a few isolated strong thunderstorms throughout the northern Mid-Atlantic. Again, I think if you're further away from the coast, you have a better chance of seeing a strong thunderstorm, and these showers will be capable of producing some heavy downpours. The good news is that this disturbance is going to move very quickly, and it will be out of the northern Mid-Atlantic by Friday evening with clearing conditions from west to east. I think if you're in eastern Pennsylvania and western New Jersey, basically around the Philadelphia metropolitan area, you have your best chance of having a very dry and pleasant Friday evening. The New York City metropolitan area, as you move east, you have to wait for a few of these showers to exit, but as you move further on into the evening on Friday, the threat of showers will rapidly decrease and far better conditions will be in place as you move through the evening hours. So overall, not a bad day on Friday, not a washout, but certainly a few scattered showers to deal with. So what can we expect for this weekend? Well, this is the GFS model guidance from the Penn State Eagle website, and this is for Sunday afternoon. Now, this pattern pretty much is what we can expect from Saturday all the way on through Wednesday, with a deep trough in the west, a powerful upper level low over the Canadian Maritimes, and a building ridge over the Mississippi River Valley, the southeast, and into the southern mid-Atlantic. Over this ridge, under this ridge, should I say, there is a very hot and humid air mass building, but it never reaches the northern mid-Atlantic. And the reason why is because of the upper level low sitting over the Canadian Maritimes. Notice the height lines are from the northwest to southeast. That means we're going to have a northwesterly jet stream, which is going to suppress the warm, hot, humid air, hazy, hot, and humid air over the southeast and over the Tennessee River Valley. Temperatures in these locations will easily exceed 90 degrees. However, the northern mid-Atlantic will be protected from those hot and humid conditions, and all the disturbances associated with this pattern will be suppressed to the south over the southern mid-Atlantic. Now, this doesn't mean I can't rule out an isolated shower through this weekend and into early next week, but the bulk of the precipitation will remain to the south of the northern mid-Atlantic. Obviously, as you move further north towards Connecticut, you have a better chance of having dry conditions, but if you move too far north, then you fall under the influence of the upper level low with disturbances rounding around that upper level low. So we're just in the right place to have some pleasant weather conditions between these two dynamic and vastly different type of air masses setting up over eastern Canada and the southeastern United States. The key here to keep this pattern in place is this deep trough, because this deep trough keeps the ridge in place over the southeast and produces enough balance to allow an upper level low to set up over the Canadian Maritimes. So we clearly have a very interesting pattern setting up, where everything's setting up just right to keep the bulk of the precipitation to the south. Will temperatures warm up? Well, we won't be below normal. Temperatures will basically remain near to slightly above normal. The humidity, the real oppressive humidity, will remain to the south of the region. However, we can still expect the humidity levels to increase as this trough over the west moves a little bit further to the east. Our ridge axis is able to build a little bit further to the west, to the east towards the northern mid-Atlantic, and we end up with a little bit more of a southwesterly flow towards the middle and latter parts of next week, allowing temperatures to rise up close to 90 degrees and dew points to push into the mid-60s, which means lows are going to be in the lower 70s by the middle of next week. Overall, not a horrible or oppressive hot air mass, but certainly one that will be much warmer than what we've seen over the past 24 to 48 hours. So we're clearly moving towards a very warm pattern, but still not an oppressively hot pattern. Thank you for trusting in NYNJPA weather as your severe weather source for the northern mid-Atlantic. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Have an excellent day.